Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online. My name is Ubaglo, and with me once again is...
Mechalomaniac. Hello, Internet.
Good day. Boy, it's been a while for us.
Yeah, we've been busy with Gundams and such.
Yeah, as folks may see on my channel, I've got another series running. I honestly, I've been intending these two to run concurrently, but stuff's been coming up, and we haven't really had time to record STO. Also, like...
there hasn't been anything in STO worth talking about aside from just doing Foundry missions.
Yeah. But hey, this week we've got a new featured episode.
Yes.
So we're going to go back to
Star Trek VII.
That's right.
Where Kirk died on the bridge. Did your I should wait for you to start it.
Yeah, probably.
Also, spoilers for a I guess it was what 97.
Okay.
20-year-old movie now.
All right. Okay, that should hopefully start me.
Yes.
Because it still gave me the prompt to transfer to the next map, even though I had accepted it. I had accepted the mission, but it didn't.
Good to see you again. Looks like the two missing ships are
I
here,
hadn't clicked the button to go into the mission.
State. Neither of them have responded to our hails. That's entirely possible.
And here we have the immortal host of Reading Rainbow,
I think we should take a
LeVar Burton.
That's right.
Worse than our initial scans have indicated.
You know, in all honesty, like, I know what's going on with it, but man, like, I look at his eyes and it just looks weird.
It's because you're still used to him, like having the hair.
Yeah,
comb
a lot of it is
head.
I'm still used. A lot of it is I'm still used to him wearing the visor.
Apologies. This ship's taken some damage here. Short-range comms are barely working.
Something's not right here. I worked on the Nexus Defense Screens project, and a catastrophic failure like that seems unlikely. In an
Something is going on here, so let's go in and go for a scan. Uh-oh. For some reason they're going to shoot at us.
Whatever they fired just disrupted most of our systems. We're sitting ducks over here.
Well, it's a good thing that the two of us are here.
These guys are just against reading.
Yeah, like, rude.
Still trying to figure out what they hit us with over here.
Reading is fundamental.
It knocked most of our systems out. We're running on emergency power.
Like, take a look. It's in a book.
I know, right?
And find out what's going on while we still have a functioning ship.
But don't take our word for it.
Meet me at these coordinates on D10.
Yeah.
I laughed way harder at that than I should have. That was a great show.
That was a great show.
And is a great web app thing. I whatever they turned it into now.
Yeah, I didn't look into it when they did the thing that they, like, however they brought it back. I don't know. I probably should have, but also, like,
This holodeck's data.
It was some time ago, and also, like, it's been a long time since, like, a long time for Reading Rainbow for me, but
Drop those. Wait, someone's loading up a holodeck program in here, and I've got a feeling it's not for R&R.
My God, we're in a holodeck episode.
it's even a Barclay one.
We have a Barclay holodeck episode.
Excellent.
Oh, they should get Barclay for this game.
I know. I've been wanting that for so long. Like, oh man, that would be so good. Actually, I don't know if it would be, but
Barclay's one of the best side characters Star Trek's ever had.
yes, I will accept that he was, like, there are definitely some episodes where he's had like there are problems, but he is still one of my favorite overall Star Trek characters.
Well, I guess it also depends on whether or not you define Garrick as a side character. Because he wasn't in the main cast, but also, like, he was in that show enough to basically be a regular.
Yeah.
Let's get back to business. We better buy before they send more spark.
Yep, that's a Barclay simulation, all right. Oh, it's one of these. It's a slightly different version of the dilithium mining minigame. Although it looks like we're trying to get to a point total, and it's counting upwards instead of counting down.
Yeah.
Okay, that did it. Security systems are down.
This is Commander Kivai. Please respond. Our defenses just dropped.
Someone's jamming that signal. We better.
And actually, one thing I actually am liking is that LeVar Burton does actually sound like really into this as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is like, which is not to say that like the other character, like the other actors that they've gotten to come back didn't, but like he sounds especially into this.
Yeah.
USS Forrestal, long thought lost to the Nexus, an alien of tremendous psionic ability, formerly trapped within the Nexus. We believe it lured the Forrestal there in an escape attempt, which failed.
Picking up transporter signals, multiple contacts. We've got incoming.
Yeah, I think part of it's also like the character too, because I mean, Michael Dorn was probably into playing Worf again, but
yeah,
Worf is horrendously stoic.
Given what he has been trying to do for years,
yeah,
like there is no way that he is not happy with trying to be like replaying Worf. But yeah, like you're right. Like Worf is generally a fairly stoic or dour character, especially with the way that they've written Worf into the story for STO.
Yeah, same with Seven.
Mm-hmm.
Ensign Seitel, security. Your arrival is most fortuitous. Difficult to fully assess at this juncture.
And like, however, I've also felt that like the Sayla stuff also, like she came across really well.
She did, yeah. Well, I mean, for her especially, it's like she left the show. Denise Crosby left the show because like her character didn't get anything to do. So them coming to her for this game, being like, hey, we've got these characters you used to play, and we want to give them some, some real character stuff. Would you like to do this? It's probably, very interesting to her.
As good as can be under the circumstances. Still amazed we haven't been dominated.
Oh, that's cool. Kess Race.
Yeah.
Ocampa.
Yeah. I was like, in that conversation, I was like, like. I know what race she is. I wonder if she's supposed to be someone. But considering their lifespan, she's probably just a random named one. Still though, like that's actually a really cool addition.
Yeah.
Take these psionic inhibitors with you. We hope to use them on some of our.
I remember someone once like went in depth about that species. And how the only thing it makes sense for them to be is a genetically engineered species of, like, basically love slaves. Because they only live 9 years. They can only get pregnant once.
Right. Okay. For a moment there, I was worried that you ran into the same problem we had.
No, it's just taking me a second.
Okay.
But they can only get pregnant once, which means, at best, their entire species population should have every generation.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a... Like, that's a thing that if they didn't think that through, like, that's an unusually large oversight for...
Yeah, I mean, on a larger level, yes, the people who made the show just probably didn't think that through. But, like, in universe, someone just thought about this, like, the only thing that makes sense for this thing is to be like genetically created for you know,
Heads up. More
like a
hostile
slave race or
incoming.
something.
Yeah. But also, like, they would have to be, like, maintained, because again, like, they only get pregnant once.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, they're going to be having, so that means they constantly need to be
Cloned
like,
or something.
or something.
Also, these guys we're fighting are wearing the old school TNG
Got a couple
uniforms.
problems here.
Or movie
Main
uniforms.
power's offline, and there's
Yeah.
a lot of Nexus radiation getting past the screens. I'll handle the power situation.
Huh. Which, because the ship that we're here, like, shouldn't be an old one.
Yeah, but it's also the Nexus. Who knows where these people came from? Or when
Yeah,
these
true.
people came from.
Actually, maybe because I think they're saying that these are people from the Forester, so
Yeah.
maybe I have to look at the mission briefing again because actually
Nice
maybe
work.
that is
Radiation
an
levels are
old ship.
back in the safe zone, and I've managed to.
Here, let me just quickly look at.
So another thing they're showing off here is the completely, like, redone TNG Galaxy interior,
Yeah, in progress. Here we are beyond the Nexus.
which looks pretty good.
Oh yeah. The Forrestal is a from 2332.
Okay. So the thing that shot us wasn't the Forrestal, because that was another Galaxy
No,
class
yeah,
ship.
it was the one that came to look at the
That did
Forrestal.
it. Main power's back on.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say, like,
I've activated most of
so
the security
yeah,
systems.
as part of this, although it's not actually like officially available yet, Cryptic is redoing the interiors of the Galaxy class. They're like doing a big overhaul on that ship, and yeah, like this is so good. Like, it's a very uncanny representation.
Yeah.
Like the version of the Galaxy Bridge that was in the game already, like, was
It's
still
pretty good.
Was all right. Like, it wasn't bad. Like, it was a fairly good representation of it. Although I think they took a few liberties because I think it was larger. Because, like, this bridge definitely feels like the actual size.
Yeah,
but
like-
I think the one that they had before was slightly larger because of, I mean, in general, a lot of internal spaces in STO are larger than they should be because of the camera.
I'm reading the alien
Yeah.
on sensors. It's back on the Challenger might be able to fight, but most of this ship's crew is unconscious. Beam back to your ship and deal with the Forrestal.
So I think the old version of the Galaxy class bridge kind of suffered from that. But, like, man, yeah, this looks like this is the bridge.
And they're like, right here is where Wesley used to sit and be completely insufferable.
And up here was where Worf would stand and be ignored.
Yes.
Oh, poor guy.
Yes.
I don't know, like, on one hand, poor guy. On the other hand, like, the decisions to ignore him usually bore out.
Shall the battle continue? Shall you strike me anew again? Once I
He's saying if we strike him down, he'll only become more powerful than we could possibly imagine.
I mean, clearly
Wait,
we
that's
should
the other one.
I guess clearly we just need to kick him into the sun and just leave him there.
Let's do that, yeah.
The Challenger stands ready to assist you.
Yeah, the Forrestal looks like it's an ambassador class, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that it's an ambassador class.
Yeah. Now that we're not shooting it and pelting it with lasers.
Although,
It seems I am at your mercy.
Like on one hand, yeah, it's definitely an ambassador class. On the other hand, would they have been using those uniforms?
Yeah, because the Enterprise Sea Crew in that episode, they did have that
We're
uniform.
wearing that style? Okay.
Yeah.
It is an unexpected mercy. What I would
Yeah, the implication really is that they were using those uniforms up till like
I was able to get a call into
10 to 15 years before TNG started, because
In the meantime,
like when you see Wesley's dad, he's wearing that uniform.
Showed mercy to someone who wasn't inclined to return the favor. You're welcome. Once we're done here, we'll go back to working with the Lucari on a big project. I've enjoyed seeing their protomatter.
Oh, I'm definitely interested in working more with Geordi on whatever's going on with the Lucari. Although on that note, I should probably mention, yeah, there's been a bunch of weeks difference, but this past week, there's been a bunch more talk on what's coming up in the next season, and one of them is not just a new. Excuse me. So they're going to be adding a new fleet holding, but there's some differences in this one. One of them being, unlike the last bunch of secondary fleet holdings, so like everything other than your starbase itself, this one will be actually a 5-tier one, whereas the other ones were 4 tiers. But more than that, apparently a lot of the development for the new holding will actually be done by missions in the area itself. In a way, like kind of like how they meant for you to do the like the Romulan the Romulan reputation.
Yeah.
But now it's for the fleet holding, and the reason for that is I've been sort of holding out on that is because you are helping to make a joint Lucari and what's the other race? The other guys. You're helping them build a colony.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty neat. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. Also, that mission was a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
It was a neat mission though. Like, I guess it was mainly to show off the
galaxy interior.
Yeah, the new galaxy interior. And like, this is the second featured episode of this season.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they probably didn't have the same amount of time to work on it.
They also didn't really explain the dude we were fighting at all, so it feels like the first part of something else.
Yeah. And like, hey, the mission ends with Geordi saying, "Hey, I'm looking forward to working with you on the stuff with the Lucari."
I am looking forward to working with you again too, Geordi.
I totally am. That'll be pretty awesome. Anyway, I might as well hail Starfleet.
Interesting report. This alien was
check
trapped
the
for
gear.
eons in the Nexus.
Yeah.
Wanted to leave.
So
As I
yeah,
understand it, the
some
Nexus
kind
is a
of.
paradise. Apparently
Okay.
there's at least one
Oh, that's
person
actually not
out there who
that's not a bad
disagrees.
console.
Fortunately, you
Oh, and
saved
a
lot
Type
of
3
lives
beam rifle.
and 3 Starfleet
Neat.
vessels. Captain LaForge tells me they'll spend some time in space dock.
Oh, and
They'll be
a
ready for duty
omnidirectional
again soon.
phaser beam array.
We can use all the ships we can get on the frontier these days.
Yeah, there's some
done.
interesting stuff in there.
Yeah. Okay, it's that weapon's special effect is, instead of it being like a debuff or something to your foe, it actually is a haste buff to you. That's actually a neat effect. I actually like that a lot. I'm definitely gonna have to try and get that. I don't know what the let's see what the set bonus was. I know I looked at it at like on the website, but more details. So 2-piece is extra firing cycle haste, and then 3-piece is basically hull damage resistance rating and starship hull capacity. That is actually a really nice set. I don't know if I like the torpedo launcher in it, but that's a set I'd have to definitely look at for my the ships I use phasers on. Um. Also, I mean, I guess I should probably at least mention this, but just this week also, Cryptic added a bunch of new ships, which I like what they did here, because it is a flight deck assault cruiser, so they are one hangar slot assault cruiser, so like they are statted a lot like the Avenger, but they have one hangar slot. But they are ships from species allied to each faction. So there's a Tellarite for the Federation, an Orion for the Klingons, which actually makes sense because all of the sub T5 carriers for the Klingons were Orion ships.
Yeah.
And then for the Romulans, it's a Sulaban ship, which is actually kind of interesting.
It's interesting. I just kind of wish that basically, like, I understand why they did 3. I kind of wish they would have only done 2 and then said the Romulan could just buy whichever one they're allied with, given the nature of it.
Yeah, like that's a problem with the way Romulans are handled in general. Like, I wish, especially with the point that the story is at. Generally speaking, I actually don't really see much of a reason that the ships should be faction limited, considering the current state of the story. But,
I mean, ultimately speaking, make all 3 and then let Romulans have the extra one too, because it's not like Romulans have a ton of ships.
Yeah, it's like the Sulaban ship existing doesn't hurt like anything. Like it would have been nice if the Romulans could have used all of them, but oh well. Yeah, like that's one thing that I wish Cryptic would change, but I don't know if they are at a point, like if they can even change that in the game engine itself.
That's true.
Like I don't know how easy it would be for them to just be able to look at all the ships and just flip them to being like, yeah, everyone can use this. Mm-hmm. Like I have a feeling it may not be too difficult. Like I don't know, but there are Federation ships that the 23rd century captains can use, but regular captains can't, and that leads me to feel that there is some kind of like matrix saying what faction can use these ships, but that may not actually be the case. Yeah,
it's one of those things where you kind of have to know the underlying.
Yeah, like I have no idea what the underlying code that handles this stuff and how it works. So it actually could be way more complicated than I'm giving it credit for, which is a shame. I wish and I hope that with the way that Cryptic has been advancing the story, that eventually they're going to reach a point where everyone can use every ship.
That would be cool.
Like even if it's just like only at like T6, like even if it's like you have to have made it to level 60 and then the ships from that point on, because at that point you've probably seen the bit of the story where like everyone's gotten together and are now working together, because that's like halfway through Delta Rising. So I kind of hope that they do that, but we'll see. Other than that, like I don't think there's been any other big news, has there? Like since the last time we recorded.
Not really. I mean, the Droid of LaForge thing, but that we saw the fruit of that already.
Yeah, there was a fair bit of lead up to that we ended up not reporting on because we just didn't have a recording. But yeah, we just played that episode, and I personally thought it was pretty cool. Like, yeah, a little bit short, but I think that was actually sometimes it's pretty good to have one of these and have it not be like an hour-long epic, you know?
Yeah.
Especially when Cryptic clearly wants you to run the mission multiple times, even if it's only 3.
Yeah, that is true. It's like when they redid the breach as the event thing,
Yeah.
and it was like cut down way shorter. That was actually really helpful for a thing you have to do every single day for 2 weeks.
Like, I love the Breach and all, but the original version definitely dragged out a little bit at some points. I feel that the most recent rebuild of it cut down maybe a little too much of it, but I understand what it's getting at, so I'm not upset. I just that some of the things that they cut out were parts of the mission that I actually really enjoyed.
Yeah.
But for what they were doing for that event, that version of the Breach was the best version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you consider like so many of their other event queues tend to be like very condensed missions like that. Although on that note, just a bit ago, they actually did have another one of those types of events. Like it ended last week, I believe, where they brought back the Arena of Sompak, and that was an example of this not necessarily done right.
I actually completely skipped it because I did not feel like going through that. I just like, I'm going to take this one off.
I did end up finishing it, but like I skipped a bunch of days, and I like kind of cut it close to the wire. I don't know. I think the arena is fine. I actually think the arena is kind of a fun challenge on its own, but like because it's basically like on one hand it's basically as long as people are standing, but also like the way it determines when everyone is down is a little bit variable. Like it's not really consistent.
Yeah.
Because like the way it counts your respawn timer, like I don't know like how it's determined, because sometimes I'll get knocked out and have like a 30-second timer, and then I respawn and then get knocked out again and it's a 5-second timer. Like I don't know what's going on. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like sometimes, I get in, I do my 5 waves, everyone just drops at that point, and I carry on my way, and then some days I'm there for until like wave 60 because people just keep getting up and fighting, and like no one's able to stay down long enough for the mission to end. Whatever.
It's like,
I
just die already.
I actually managed to get like a. Let me see if I can pull it up. Not that one. I actually managed to get like one of the high-end titles for like getting really high in it. Let me see. Okay, like round 42. I was like round 43, 44 or something like that by the time that run finally ended.
Nice. Yeah, that's just would have been like, I just die already.
I had checked out well before that point, but like everyone was still going, so I was like, all right, well, I might as well keep going. Whatever, I guess I'm doing this all night. And like overall, I actually think that the arena is kind of fun, but I generally don't feel like getting into it for like super long periods of time. I guess what it is that like generally speaking, I like it, but I need to be in the right mindset to do that mission for like the full length. And when I'm logging in daily to get a token for the event reputation, like I'm not in that mindset.
Definitely not.
I just want to get my token and leave.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that's basically all there is to talk about since the last time we recorded. We'll have to see if there's anything coming up soon, but for now, that'll be it for us for this time, and we hope to see you all next time.
Bye, everybody. Also, watch our GGN Let's Play.
Yeah.
Cross promotion.
See ya.